Hi, so today what I wanted to sort of share with you was really how I see that Mother Earth is healing. Yep, so are we. So hopefully, well, you've probably seen on social media and the news of these beautiful images of nature really growing and getting stronger in colour and vibrancy. We're seeing cleaning of the our weather, our oceans, our rivers, where we're seeing animals coming in like dolphins in Venice, and hopefully we're experiencing that too as well. And hopefully you yourself is getting out into nature, and you're seeing nature have such more strength and colour to it, so much more vibrancy. Seeing the flowers that are coming through, just we're having more time to see and to really appreciate. And also for me, it's been the beauty of the sounds of birdsong. It's just been absolutely mesmerised just sitting and listening to this. And I believe through the healing of the earth and through our connection that to Mother Earth and all the elements, that we are healing too. And it's given us this opportunity, this time as well, it's given us the opportunity to heal. And healing is a real ultimate part of our journeys to recognise for our health and our well-being of our minds. However, it's not always as easy. It can be a little bit up and down, and it can also be very raw too. And so for us to heal, we really need to look within ourselves, to be able to find those emotions that we have consciously or subconsciously have kind of laid deep within our bodies, within the cells of our bodies, where it still remains. And a lot of people currently now are probably wrestling with these emotions through anxiety, depression, can be pain in the body, and also dis-ease. And so this healing process within our body, it comes through in waves. If it came all of a sudden, we probably wouldn't be able to deal with it. So our body has a good way. It does know how to heal. It's just we need to be able to recognise those signs. And these healing processes I often come up through as like challenges in our life to look at, for us to be able to sort of step back and have a look at ourselves. Now these challenges, they can be, well, it really depends how you want to see it. You can see it as a drama or something really negative too and get sucked into the vortex of this, or we can actually look at it from a more objective perspective and see it with as a challenge and what is it trying to sort of show us. And if you look at it objectively more on the periphery, you can look in and go, okay, well, what is this trying to show me? What is it? How is this challenging me? What do I need to learn from this? And how do I grow from this? And when you give yourself time to look and really ask those questions within yourself, it will come through. And it can be quite raw, like I said. It can be really quite painful because we're dealing with these emotions that are really like left within our in our bodies that we've tried to sort of keep at bay. And you'll find that once we recognise these emotions from a more objective perspective, we can actually start to release them and cleanse our bodies from these old patterns, these traumas that have been in our lives, which then make us act in certain ways throughout our life. We can start changing the way we are and how it is resonating within our bodies physically, because I can often find with emotions that related in trauma in people are coming to me for the pain that they're feeling within their bodies. However, when you unpeel these different layers, you come to what the true cause of this, and it can often be a trauma that's happened in their life, but it is a gradual unpeeling of the layers to get there. And so for us to heal, to truly heal, and find enlightenment of how where we're going in our world, really to sort of see more, find more clarity, and it's that looking within ourselves with honesty and recognizing our fears, our vulnerabilities, which are often perceived or been told as weaknesses. But I don't see them as weaknesses. I see these as, like I say, our vulnerabilities, and we all have them. We all have our fears, our voices in our mind that will hold us back. It's that fear, that ego that's trying to tell us not to do something, maybe. And I've mentioned this before, my fears of not being good enough or being overly critical of myself. And it's understanding that and where it's coming from, and why. And when you see that, you can then bring love into yourself, to find kindness. So allowing this healing process is also not finding it as something to give yourself a hard time about again. It's also to find true kindness and love and peace within our hearts. And I often, how I see it for me is, the more light and love you can put within our hearts, there's the darkness, those darkness of thoughts and patterns have nothing to hold on to. So where there's light, there isn't any darkness. And so yeah, for me, a lot of it is about always trying to bring in that love and light back into my heart whenever I start to feel myself going off track slightly. Okay, and I feel there's a lot of there's definitely a lot of healing going on at the moment, as we probably see, and there's a lot of strength coming in through the earth right now, and that is really pushing up these sedimental emotions that have kind of been stuck within us. So we're probably, like I say, these sediments have been shaken up within our bodies. This uprising of energy that's coming up through the earth is also coming up through us because of this connection. And it's how we deal with this. And I'm also seeing, because you think it's liver time as well. So liver is springtime. So it's that cleansing. Our bodies are doing a spring clean, physically and emotionally, very much on the emotional aspect too. And our liver and our bodies is our detoxer. But emotionally, our liver also holds on to suppressed emotions. It's suppressed anger, rage, hurt. It's everything that we've just kind of, if we've been hurt before, we've just sucked it in. We've not been able to voice and release it. It's been held within our liver. And as we're seeing this pushing up of energy, it's pushing up these emotions as well for us to deal with, which is, a challenge in itself. So you're probably seeing this in an up and down of emotions right now. So one day you might find that you're thinking, yeah, I've got this. I've kind of, I know where I'm going, and I'm feeling really positive. I'm feeling really grateful for what I've got and my family and my friends. And the next day you feel really naff. You kind of feel grumpy, you feel angry sometimes and frustrated or worried and anxious because you probably watch far too much news. And, this is totally normal, because this is what's happening. Our bodies are being thrown up with these different aspects that have been laid within us. And we can't wrestle or just kind of try and push it, suppress it again. We need to actually be kind and to recognise these emotions that are coming through. And if we do, we can really become much stronger from this by sending in the love and letting go of these emotions. We don't want them anymore. They serve you absolutely no purpose. They might have been at that point, at that time in your life where those emotions were, but because we didn't release them, they've become stored, and we don't need them. Those fears that we're recognizing and looking in within, it's not going to be as scary if you keep finding that love within you. And I see there are a lot of parallels that's going on with the earth at the moment, and the earth is throwing up a lot of issues and highlighting things that culturally and from the world and our countries, that issues that have been there for a long time, with financial and with animal trade and with our environment, and different elements of greed, and it's just so many aspects that are being thrown up now into the light for us to really truly see, and we can't ignore it anymore. We have to see it, we have to recognize, and for us to grow and evolve, I believe we need to really highlight it, but work through our hearts, and work through love, rather than through the fear and darker sort of lower levels of our body. I believe we need to resonate higher up into our hearts to really try to grow through this. And for me especially, I've had these ups and downs and these roller coaster of emotions at one point. For my challenges in life, it's been I'm always quite critical of myself, and I always give myself a bit hard time, and always busy, and be not having anything to do, or having to slow down or do something different. That's been a bit of a challenge for myself, and also the fear of how the world's going to be, because ultimately I have a huge amount of control of that. I only can control is how I perceive things and how I act. So it's really coming back out of that and really just recognizing, okay, what can I control? How can I perceive this? And really checking and just keep bringing in that sort of strength within my body. And I've been doing this really, my strength and solace has been through exercise, getting out into nature, because again, the liver likes exercise. It's good detox. I'm also trying to eat better, having more sort of good vegetables, that minerals and vitamins that support the liver. Things like the greens, dark green veg, and B's, all the B12s, those sort of vitamin B's. These are all very good and support the liver to help it do its detox. So I'm helping myself physically from doing this, but also avoiding, if I can, caffeine and sugar and alcohol. That the liver doesn't like them very much. Unfortunately, that's probably our bit of our turn to, our little bit of our comfort. But ideally, if we can find other ways that are more positive for our body to find that comfort, that would be great. But hey, we're not perfect, so let's just be kind to ourselves from that perspective as well. And the other brilliant thing for me has been meditation, something that I've sort of touched upon a little bit, but of late I've been doing it every day, and it's really helped me to connect to myself, really ground myself, and just bringing in space and time for me, and finding that me time has been a godsend, really, and for my family as well, bless them, because they have to deal with my emotions as well. So I can really sort of, if I can possibly give any advice here, it would be to find time for yourself. Find that, negotiate with your family members, if you've got a young family and different things, and try and say, look, we all need our own time, so talk with one another when that can be, so you don't have to do everything together, and find that special me time where you can sort of just breathe. So if you can get out into nature, brilliant. And when you're out there, do your sort of breathing and connecting. If you can take your shoes off and just really just sort of find that connection with the earth, and be still, and see what's around you. So do that sort of that lovely technique about grounding your mind as well, where you look for 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can hear, 3 things that you can touch, 2 things that you can taste out, and the other one you can smell. And that's a really good one of just trying to sort of slow down your mind and really coming into your senses. So that's a great technique. But however, you're not so fortunate to be able to get out, if you're shielding in different aspects, or you're more out in the city, see if you can try and find that space within your house as well, like I was saying, and see if you can find, just go and light a candle, light some incense, have a bath, put some gentle music on. Really just try and find that quality time, where you're looking after yourself and being kind. And if you tend to have quite a busy mind, where you're not able to sort of let that chatter going on and on and on. Do some guided meditation, that's really good as well. I mean, I've done a few meditation posts on my Facebook page if you're interested. There's some with the bird song, there's some with the waves when I'm lucky to get down to the beach. And yeah, see if that resonates with you, because meditation has seems to be really a thing that's really been a help me through this. And if that does resonate with you, and hopefully you can enjoy those what I've put on my page. Should you want anything more personalised, then please feel free to contact me, as I can do an online consultation with you and go through your different aspects of your health, and do like I would do as if I was treating you, but going through your life's journey and understanding your tapestry of life and what's going on with your body. And then I can understand, and personalise the meditation for you as well, and any other advice that I feel relevant for you too. And this way, this meditation, you can have it to keep and just keep playing it as and when you wish to. So hopefully this video has been of some help to you, even if it's just to say that you're not alone, and you with these emotions, this roller coaster that is going on, and to understand that it's you're not alone. So be kind to yourself, keep breathing, try and find that time where you can just be quiet with yourself, and so just breathe and open your heart. Okay, lots of love, take care.